Let's do it.
You've got to come back with me!
Donkey Kong Country was made by Nintendo with the association with Rareware, also known for other games that were pretty popular, including Battletoads back in the day for the NES. We start off with Cranky Kong playing his little... I don't know what they refer to that as, it's a record player though. But then, here comes our hero of the day, with his boombox bringing in some of that 90s funk. You do notice that the characters in the environments are 3D rendered, but very nicely done for the time. And there's the famous logo. Amazing. We'll go ahead and start a new game for this one for you guys. You can choose between 1, 2, and 2 team. So we choose 1 because I'm by myself. You can see the map is a lot like a Mario world, as well as the level selection, which gets pretty crazy. In the first level, you actually get to learn what the story is. All of Kong's bananas have been taken by King K. Rool. Let's talk about the levels. The game has different levels to it, including the cave levels, which are pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. You have to understand where the secrets and things are to be able to get through them quickly without having to worry about getting hit with anything, as well as collecting all the KO and G coins. You also have the normal water levels, which function pretty well. They swim a little bit better than the Mario games in my opinion, and unlike Mario, you have 2 people, Diddy and Donkey, so it makes it a little bit easier with beautiful ambient music. Then you have my favorite levels, the cart levels, the minecart levels, where you jump in the cart, you jump around to collect coins and everything and avoid things coming on the tracks at you. It's pretty interesting, pretty fun, but can be a little bit hard sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I died multiple times on this level growing up as a kid, and even doing this I died a few times, but that's not a big problem. Then you have the Aztec levels, which not too hard, but still pretty difficult because of the giant wheels with the badgers in them. Then you have the forest levels, which focus highly on maneuverability, platforming, and jumping, including using different kinds of cannons as well as ropes to kill the vultures and get around the levels. Then you have the treetop city, which is highly focused on timing, and then you have the jungle city tops, which pretty much the same. You have the ice levels, because every game needs an ice level apparently, where you slip and slide and you have to try to adjust. The ice levels even adjust into the caves to change that static a bit. Then you have this weird mechanical cities, which is part of the pollution areas, that are pretty difficult, but not the hardest thing in the world. They tried to add some variety with them, including the stop and go levels like this, where you have to hit the barrels to make the enemies not kill you. And then you have ones like this, where the lights just go on and off to make you take your time with what you're doing. And then there's this. I hate this level. I died on this level so many times. You have to collect the fuel canisters. This game's got a lot of secrets to it. Now, you have different animals that can help you out through different secrets. Now, this is one secret level that's pretty common. Very simple stuff. And it leads directly into another one right afterwards, which is pretty funny in the early stages. This is one of the most common you'll find with the slot machine kind of thing, where you can collect coins, tokens, depending on which one it is. This one is the animal coins. So, it's pretty fun. Let's not forget about them bonus stages. Now, after you collect 3 of the animal coins, you actually get to go to different stages. The rhino is like this, with the ice caps, and you run around collecting all the little rhinos that are essentially the same as bananas. So for every 100 you get an extra life, which is nice. It gives you a nice amount of time to collect as many as you can. Most I ever collected was about 500 of them. a little bit under 6, but closer to 5. So it's not too bad. And on top of that, there are in the areas double coins, so you can collect double whatever you got. As you can see, for every 100 alive. And this is the ostrich one. The ostrich one is by far my least favorite. Then you have the swordfish one, which pretty easiest to get the 2 coins on. And then you have the frog. The frog, I'm not a big fan of that level either, mainly because of the jumping is really slow. Now the animals themselves are available in the levels, like here. You actually get to use him to get around the water levels, which is really nice, because it lets you hit enemies and kill them, as well as to get through faster and not have to continuously tap the button to swim. So it gets a little bit tedious without him. Then here you get the frog, which helps you jump around higher. And the rhino, which lets you ram into enemies and destroy them, as well as you saw. Now you want to save as much as you can, because otherwise you get a game over and have to start all back from the last save. Don't get me started on them there bosses. The bosses come very differently. This is the most basic of boss. They all follow the same formula. Jump on them so many times and they die. This one is pretty easy, as you can see. And here's the second one, that's a flamingo. This one's a little bit different because you have to jump on his head, as well as you have to avoid getting hit by the walnuts in his mouth. So it's a bit difficult. But after you get a little practice, you can actually get him pretty easily. Like here. Boom. Got him. And here you have the bee. Now, with the bee, you have to collect those barrels, and you have to hit him whenever he's not red to be able to actually hurt him. It's a very simple pattern. Just pick up the barrel, run to the opposite side, wait for him, run underneath him, wait for him to cool down, and then hit him again, and repeat. Very, very simple, but it's pattern based. So the first time running into him, you wouldn't know to do that, and most likely would have died a few times. It's not uncommon. It's not terrible. It's actually pretty enjoyable. That's something like I liked about the old games. The patterns. And here you have the dumb drum. He's a bit different. He doesn't actually get hit himself. He just dumps out enemies that you have to kill 2 at a time. Starting with the crocodile people, then the snakes, and then after the snakes you get the big crocodile fat soldier guys, which if you don't have Donkey Kong after these guys right here, if you don't have Donkey Kong, there's no way to beat them if you only have Diddy. So you might as well just die and start over from beginning of the boss fight again, because Diddy will actually just bounce off of them instead of actually killing them. So it's kind of eh. But after you beat those two, you get the armadillos, and these are the last two. Now, the armadillos can be killed with Diddy. You just have to jump on them twice instead of once. So it's not too bad. But you get him and he blows up beautifully. And then you run into this guy again. Now, this time his pattern's different. He jumps higher. It doesn't just jump low like he did before, but it's still the same. Just have to jump on his head. Same kill hit count. You can end up taking a hit, but it doesn't matter in this boss fight which one you're using, because you can still hit him. So it's not a problem. And then you have King K. Rool, which he's a bit more difficult. He throws his crown, you jump on his head, you run past him, and then jump over him. And he adds an extra run every time you hit him. Now, after you hit him and he does the 3 run back and forth, which he's getting ready to do here, then you get a little bit different. He then jumps and you have to avoid cannonballs that are falling from the sky. I won't lie, this did take me a few tries to get this footage out for you, but it's not the hardest thing in the world, actually. For a final boss fight, this is actually relatively simple. I actually found that some of the earlier bosses were harder, ironically. But it could be worse. I mean, watch. Boom. Hit him in the head, and he does it again. Now this is where it gets a little bit crazier. Because instead of just going back and forth with the cannonballs like before, it does it 3 times, so you have to be very careful and time them perfectly. If you jump too late, you get hit. You jump too early, you get hit. So, I got it though. Throws his crown, hit him, and boom! Now don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. This is not the end. And you can see they actually keep the K and everything, credits and everything. It's stupid, but funny at the same time. But see that question mark? That's letting you know it was a false ending. King Ka Rule is not done yet. Now he gets a little bit harder. You have to duck under him, wait for him to pass you over, jump on his head again, duck under him, and now this time he's making smaller jumps, so you have to run at the right time to go underneath him. I got hit by him several times doing this, and this took me forever as a kid. So it gets a little bit harder. But still not as hard as some of the games I've played. It's actually fun troubles. And there's the end of the game for you. You beat him. You get your bananas back. And then you get Cranky Kong sitting there talking smack to you like he always does. Telling you, oh, you missed all this, you missed this. Because unlike a lot of games, just getting to the end isn't 100% completion back in the day like this. You actually had to go into every level and do every secret level. Like, all the secret little pieces there. You had to do those as well, which is unique, but it's becoming more common nowadays. But you get to see the banana horde. He's all happy, but I'm not sure if he's going to eat all those bananas. And here they actually get to show you the cast of characters. You'll recognize most of them from the levels, like these guys, Naughties. There's even the boss version of them. You have Neki. You have Army, which armies are annoying. Zingers, which I hate zingers because it's hard to kill them. You got Slippa, which is a stupid name. Manky Kong, which makes me think he's related. Mini Neki, which are cute. Then you have the actual aquatic bad guys, like Bite Size, which is the piranhas. Croctopus, which are stupid. Chomps Jr., which is the small sharks. Chomp, which is the big sharks. Clambo, which is a stupid name. Squidge, which you don't see until later in the game. This is kind of hilarious. Then you have the Kremlings, which are the crocodile people, which are critters. Clump. Crash. Claptrap. Rock Croc. And Crusher. Crushers are easy to kill. Now the bosses, you get to see them. Their names. There's Very Naughty. Master Neki. Queen Bee. Real Naughty. Dum Drum. Master Neki Sr., which I didn't show because it was the same. And then King K. Rool. Then you get to see the good guys. Rambi. Espresso. On God. Winky. And the one I didn't show you. Squawks, which is only used in one level in the entire game. You have the Kong family. Is it my turn yet? Funky Kong. Candy Kong. Surely it's me next. Cranky Kong, of course. Diddy Kong. Donkey Kong. Now, as you get to see here, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong aren't actually the nicest of people. They play pranks and hurt each other just for the fun of it. But then you have to remember the origin of Donkey Kong from the old Donkey Kong games where he was Mario's pet, which at the time he wasn't called Mario. But this Donkey Kong, according to the creators, is actually the son of that Donkey Kong. So this one is Donkey Kong Jr., and that means Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong. And that's the game. Oh, I wanted to point out here at the end, the levels can be fun like these, where you just jump in the barrels and launch around, timing them nicely, but it makes it much easier, and it's a lot of fun just doing that. It's crazy. I'm surprised that I enjoyed that as much as I did. Because I remember as a kid, these frustrated me to no end. And then this level, I died here every time. All in all, I'm gonna do something. Five out of five? No. No, no, no. Golden potato. The game is fun. It's enjoyable. It's got a good learning curve to it where it starts you off with very simple, basic platformer, and then progressively adds more to it, increases the difficulty. It's frustrating, but not angering. It's frustrating as in you'll die in the same spot a lot, but then you'll want to keep playing and you want to beat it. It took me 4.5 hours to get through the game entirely and try to get specific things to trigger. Very enjoyable. And thanks for watching, guys. It's been Throwback Thursday with Hippokittie. Remember, always follow your dreams. Peace, peace.